So if you guys managed to pull Geomancer, you are in luck because you just solved half of your raid problems and you're gonna do so well. I was lucky too. Only a few days back I've managed to pull this guy, and I think I even managed to get him to a rare shot, and he has helped me so much. I've been stuck in a few areas. This guy just pushed me all the way through. So I really want to talk why everyone considers Geomancer to be the best champion currently in the game, and also how you can build him, how you can use him, because he's completely different from other champions. You really gotta know what you're doing, otherwise he's gonna be useless, but if you manage to build him right, he is gonna be incredibly overpowered. So if you guys are just starting out, or if you just recently created an account but you haven't really progressed a lot, I'll urge you to create a new one, or if you're starting out, just use my link in the description and click the QR code on the screen and you will get a gore immediately, you will get Ugo at level 15, you got a whole bunch of things in between. There's also the promo code that you can always use, Monkey King, which is gonna give you the Sun Wukong, which is one of the best legendaries that you can get for the start. Also, I've recently created a clan as well, so for you guys following my channel, I literally just opened it, called the Arena Syndicate, so I'd really appreciate if you're watching this video, you can check it out if you're not already in a clan anyway. I'd urge you to join me because we can actually start playing together, and I've been playing this game quite a bit recently. So, as I was saying, I was talking about Geomancer. So pretty much every list out there ranks this guy as the best epic in the game. Like, he's either S tier, he's 4.5 out of 5, or he's 5 out of 5. And this is one of the rare champions that is actually insane. I mean, he's actually so good. Like, if you look at the areas he's good at, I mean, usually you get a champion, he's good at a few areas, he's absolutely terrible at others, but this guy is literally good at every single part of the game, and he's like 5 out of 5 stars out of all of them. There's only like maybe a few PvE situations where he's not really that good, but if you get this guy, he can help you out a lot. So he's an epic champion. He's not that hard to get. I mean, it's not like he's a legendary or a mythic champion, so you never get a chance to get him. But I want to say one thing. So this guy is actually very, very different from a lot of other champions because he can actually be used at level 50. I've been stuck. I've been playing Doom Tower. At the moment, I'm more like a mid-game player. More early game, mid-game player. I'm still not at the end game, but I managed to progress decently. Like, this is normal Doom Tower. I'm almost near the end. I only got a few more bosses going on. And I've been stuck on this Nether Spider. I managed to get initial to, don't call it Sabida, but this guy, level 90, I haven't been able to get through him for 2-3 weeks. And as soon as I got this guy, got him to level 50, I've actually managed to push him through level, like with the level 50 Geomancer, I've managed to defeat this boss in only like a few tries. So what I said about this guy is that essentially he's like a counter champion. Like, he doesn't really matter how you build him. Like, it's not like you increase his attack and he's gonna do a whole lot of damage. Like, his main thing, like the entire thing he does, is this passive ability. So I really want to explain it super quick to you because this guy is very strategic. You really gotta know what you're doing. So for the start, he has this attacks all enemies. He has a 30% chance of placing a 50 decrease account. Like, this is not crazy. Decent damage, doesn't really do all that much. Decreases accuracy, that's okay. This thing is pretty good. I mean, it removes all the buffs from a target enemy, attacks them, then steals all the buffs if you're an under HP burn. This, now these two you guys gotta check out. So, Quicksand Grasp and Stone Guard. So, essentially, he fully depletes the target's turn meter, fills this champion's turn meter by the amount the target loses. However, don't focus too much on this. I mean, there's a chance he'll place an HP burn and a weaken, but this passive ability, so essentially when you put this on a boss, he's gonna deflect the damage on the boss, and this absolutely obliterates everyone out there. I mean, he just casts an AoE spell and he takes like half the damage that he does. So, as it says, decreases the damage all allies receive by 15, so he also has some protection, and deflects that damage onto each enemy under the HP burn. So, he can also like do decent protection, but the main thing about this guy is you gotta get this ability. So, Quicksand Grasp, you put this on a boss, and with this passive, essentially the boss is just gonna deflect it. So for someone like Nether Spider that just keeps attacking you with all his minions, you just put this thing, and every time he attacks you, he takes like a significant portion of the damage from all the champions. Now, one thing I've got to say about Geomancer, and I managed to build him decently. I mean, I'm got level 16 gear, everything is 16, all the accessories. I managed to fully do the masteries. But in my opinion, for Geomancer, books are more important. So epic books are actually a lot more important than the specific gear, because as I said, Geomancer is very simple. All you gotta do is get this burn on a boss, and then after this, the passive just does its damage. So essentially, you gotta focus on a few areas. You need HP and survivability, so some defense resistance, but mainly HP. Like, you need HP. Like, if this guy is squishy and they kill him, he's completely useless. He literally doesn't do anything. He's a completely useless champion. So you gotta get the HP up, you gotta get him useful. But other than this, you need to focus on two abilities. So don't even look at the critical rate, the critical damage, the attack. All this is completely useless. What you really need is accuracy, and you need speed. So you need speed in order to be able to get faster turns so that you can place this faster, and you need accuracy in order to be able to put this, because if he has terrible accuracy, you're never gonna actually get this on a boss, and bosses are usually more powerful than regular mobs, so you're literally never gonna get this, and you're essentially wasting a champion spot because this guy doesn't do anything. Now, as I'm a mid-game player, I don't have the craziest, build. I don't have some crazy gear that I can get on them. I only got, like, a few main champions that I'm currently using, but I did manage to get 250 accuracy on this guy, and I've also managed to get decent-ish speed, nearly 200, so he does well. But as I said, unfortunately, I mean, I don't have the books. I've only managed to book 2 things here, but the main thing about the Geomancer is you need the books. So, and you need a lot of them. Let me just show you. Like, you need a lot of books. Now, I don't want to waste this mythic book at him, but essentially, I mean, just look at this. You need 13, you need 18 books to book him, and they purposefully placed him because they know this guy's OP. Like, this guy's super OP. So they put all the important stuff that you need behind a lot of this BS that you don't really need. I mean, no one really cares if you're gonna get 5% more damage from this thing, or if you're gonna do 5% more damage from this thing. What you really need, you need to level this up. So you gotta be lucky, you also gonna need a lot of books, so you need to lower the cooldown, because this HP burn, when you combat it, masteries can last up to 4 turns, and if you get the books, it's gonna be 3 turns. So if you manage to get the accuracy and all the books, you're essentially gonna have the HP burn constantly on the boss, and every time the boss attacks, he's gonna do damage. So yeah, once you get this, he's gonna be insanely OP. Unfortunately, I don't have this, so there's still, random chances. I was redoing the nether boss, the nether spider for farming, so when I attack him, he would not... Sometimes he wouldn't place it, sometimes he would get a part of it, so yeah, and then you gotta wait 5 turns. You can do it decently with masteries. As I said, I did a full masteries. I think this one in particular increases the chances of placing a debuff, and also there's this things that you can do that has a chance to extend the duration of every buff, so it's very often that you can actually get that you can get 4 turns, so if you book him. Now, when it comes to the actual gear, so let me just show you real quick. Now, there are actually different builds that you can do with this guy. What I'm currently doing is more of like a cheaper build, and don't focus on this. I know like Slayer is the worst possible set you can get for him. It's only because this is the only banner that I had. Recently got a banner, but this one is higher rated, and it also offers HP, and I managed to enhance it a little bit. But essentially, this is a decent-ish build. So I managed to put 2 perception sets on him, which increases accuracy by 80%, and it also increases speed by 5. And also the feral set works decently because it's 40% accuracy and 5 more speed. So combined, it's 120 accuracy and 5 speed. So when you combine this with the different abilities, unfortunately I didn't have the best possible gear, but I do have a lot of HP, and I also got these speed boots, so the speed is pretty good. I managed to get the legendary speed boots, but essentially, I mean, you need to build, as I said, survivability, so you need the HP. Like, it's very, very important because he's gonna die without it, and you also need accuracy. So accuracy sets work well. Some people are also building Relentless on him. This can work decently because there's chances to get extra turns, so the more extra turns you get, the easier it is to place this buff. However, as I said, if you manage to, like, it's very key that you get the epic books for this guy. It's key that you build a ton of accuracy, as much accuracy and speed as you can get on this guy, and just some survivability. That's literally all you need. Now, if you don't get all this, you got the most useless champion ever. Now, what I've specifically noticed is that I managed to defeat the Nether Spider when this guy was level 50, and I didn't even have everything upgraded, but I've failed again when I tried with all this buffed up, because I only had a 5 turn on this. I don't have the books, and then I didn't manage to place the HP burn, so this guy could be actually very useful at level 50. So let me just show you, because we can't really go into Doom Tower, it's gonna take forever, but let me show you how useful this guy can actually... So as you can see, I mean, he's very useful for most dungeons. He's especially useful for St. Devil's Necropolis. The only places he's not really great is Fire Knight because of different mechanics, but he's essentially even useful for this new event dungeon. Essentially pretty much everything else, and he's especially useful for the Iron Twins. Let me just show you. I think I did it. Let's find the easier one so that we can do this faster. So as you can see, since we got good speed, we're gonna place the HP burn on this guy, and this guy can really wreck your teams. So as you can see, we got the HP burn. So pretty much the next time this guy attacks, you're gonna see his damage lower. So we're gonna put all these regular abilities for these guys that I have, and just look at the attack now. You see it lowers, like, it didn't lower much because he didn't do a lot of damage here, but for bosses, they do a lot of damage, like the Nether Spider, like, it's essentially gonna be like this. It's just going to be completely obliterated. Unfortunately, the debuff was removed, but this is what I was talking about. Like, this is why you need the books, because if you got 3 turns, like, this is probably more important than any gear. If you got 3 turns on the books, you're gonna have this HP burn going on non-stop, so every attack is going to damage him. And even some bosses that are able to remove debuffs and do all this stuff, like, it's still gonna hit them because you're gonna have it available every 3 turns. You guys were lucky enough to get this guy, and he's really not that hard to get. I would just urge you to build him as much as possible. Like, it's very, very critical how you build him, because if you don't do it right, it's going to be useless. I probably need a bit more accuracy than this, but even with this accuracy, he works well. I've got some champions like Sukiya Flametongue that increases accuracy, so this reaches more like over 300, but ideally I'll see if I can get some gear to get him more. But once you build him right, this guy is just going to be a breeze. Like, to get through, it's gonna be a breeze to go through all these bosses, dungeons. You're gonna progress a few levels definitely. Now, if you guys are just starting out, or if you haven't started yet, or if you just got a new account, I'd urge you to click the link in the description or scan the QR code, and you will get the Gore immediate, you'll get Ugo at level 15. There's also a way for you to go with the promo code, so you can just type in Monkey King, and you're going to get Sun Wukong, so it's going to be an amazing start. Furthermore, I also just created a clan called the Arena Syndicate, so I'd really appreciate it if you guys can join in. I'd really need some members, because I literally just created this a few hours ago. So, thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.